Welcome one and all back to my YouTube channel. I am Nexus What-Ifs, and today I will bring you What-If Naruto and Minato Switch Places Part 7? No. 2, 3, 4. Just excuse me for a moment. Today I bring you What-If Naruto and Minato Switch Places Part 6. Yeah, part 6. My bad. I tend to forget my parts if you haven't noticed by now. Like I said in the last video, this may or may not be the second to last video of the series. At most, it is the third to last video of the series. Because after this, I just have 2 more things to get to, and we'll be good. Depending on what I do, I might have 1 more thing to get to. But yeah, with all that out of the way, let's get on into it. What if Naruto and Minato switch places? Chapter 6. The Yellow Cherry Blossom. Minato now has the month off and doesn't know where to begin. I can train her father, Itachi, Lord Fugaku, Uncle Kakashi, and Jiraiya has just come back to the village for his annual visit, Minato thinks. But as he's getting excited to train with all of the powerful people around him, he sees Sakura walking around the village. Oh, it's Sakura. I've always had a weird relationship with her. Whenever I do anything overtly stupid, she'd always hit me. It gets pretty annoying sometimes, but I can look past it. I wonder why. Why do I always do that? Look past the things I find annoying about her. Maybe it's because of her beautiful, flowing pink hair, her glistening green eyes, her fiery personality, her cute face, or maybe it's the way she blushes when he cuts off his own thinking. Do I like Sakura? I mean, she's a nice friend and all, and I was really happy when she was part of my team. Like, really happy. And I do like spending time I can with her and everything from earlier, but that doesn't mean he cuts himself off once more. He does think about it for a little longer and realizes that he does like Sakura. He then decides to get to know her on a personal level during this month while training. It'll stress him out a bit, but it'll prepare him for Kage work since he'll have to handle multiple things at once. Now, why does Minato like Sakura? Because the way how Naruto went for Mikoto, had Naruto and Mikoto get together, because Mikoto was more like Hinata and Kutsino was more like Sakura, and Naruto's more into Hinata type girls. Minato's more into Sakura type girls, so he's getting with Sakura in this What If, and it makes sense. So yeah, back to the story. He walks over to her and says, "Hey Sakura." She looks up at him and says, "Oh, hey Minato, congratulations on making it to the final rounds." "Oh, yeah, thanks, I'm really excited for it. And you did pretty good against Ino," Minato said sincerely. "Oh yeah, thanks, but I feel like I should have been able to do better," she responded kinda insecurely. Minato picked this up immediately and reassuringly responded by saying, No, you did your best and that's all that matters. I mean, yeah, you could have done better, but you gave it your all, which is what's the most important. But if you want to be better and be prepared, but if you want to do better and be prepared, you can train with me this month, Minato offers. Sakura is surprised because this was pretty unexpected. She didn't know Minato that well, but is pretty excited at the prospect. She takes a bit too long to respond, which causes Minato to dejectedly say, If you don't want to, you don't have to say." "No, that's not it at all," Sakura cuts him off reassuringly. "It's just that it caught me off guard because we haven't talked much, and you might not have enough time to train with your family and stuff, so I didn't want to intrude on that." "Oh no, you wouldn't invade at all. I really want to spend time with you," Minato says, a bit too excited, plus a slight blush on his face. Sakura sees this and grows a similar blush on her face, which causes Minato's to increase. "Well, if you really don't mind, then I'd be happy to train and spend time with you, Minato," she says with a big smile. Minato merely grows a smile and hugs her unconsciously. Sakura hugs him back without realizing it, and they just remain in the street in the same position for a couple minutes. Sakura sighs of relief and Minato simply lays his head on top of hers. They get interrupted from the 4-minute uninterrupted hugging by a familiar voice saying, "And what do we have here?" The two jump up getting startled and look over to see Kakashi standing there. What are you doing?" Minato asked. And how long have you been standing there?" Sakura asked. "Oh, I've just been here for about 5 minutes, and I was just walking past as I saw my two lovely students deeply embracing each other. I want to know the juicy details and decided to see what the aftermath would be," Kakashi explained. "So why were you two that passionate?" Kakashi asked. They stumble a bit before Minato gets a good idea and teleports the both of them away. "Ah, they are so cute," Kakashi said as he proceeded to go on with his day. What the fuck? We skip to the end of the month and Sakura and Minato are walking toward the final arena through a secluded forest. Throughout this month, the two of them have spent almost every day together. They spent the mornings training as hard as they could, Minato training Sakura to catch up with him in his speed. They spent the afternoons as breaks and just hanging out with each other, and on the nights they put in more training to increase their growth. While original Minato was doing this with Sakura, he had a clone training with Kakashi, a clone of Fugaku, a clone of Rin, Obito, Itachi, and Jiraiya. He did encounter Sasuke training with everyone that had a Sharingan, but the trainer merely used a clone as well and separated the two of them so he could train them separately. The trainer clone went to Minato. The better way to say that would be the clones of the trainers went to Minato since he was a clone himself, but this did change for when they trained under Shisui. The original Shisui trained the clone of Minato as their fighting styles were almost identical, with the swift jabs and the raw speed. Shisui blatantly said that Minato's speed jutsu was better than his own, which is true, but he wasn't using it as much as he could. He helped him master it to the point that he wasn't canon. So Minato can now use flying lightning as well as he could use it when he was an adult. This annoyed Sasuke a bit, but he was too focused on surpassing Minato to care that much. With Jiraiya, Minato was able to make contact with Kurama and was able to make some type of relationship. Minato agreed that he'd only use Kurama's power if it was absolutely necessary and if he himself approved of it. Kurama didn't respond to this because he didn't feel that Minato was worthy of his breath, but Minato just let his offer stand and left the mindscape. Now I feel like this is a pretty good time to mention Minato being a Jinchuriki and stuff. I feel like I haven't mentioned this before in my other videos, but if I have, then I'm mentioning it now. So, Minato being a Jinchuriki, let me think about this for a second. Minato would get some backlash, he'd have some people in the village hate him, but the majority of the village wouldn't really discriminate against him as they did against Naruto, and that's because he's the adopted son of the students of the great fourth Hokage, Obito and Rin, and Fugaku is pretty close with Minato, so if anybody were to discriminate against Minato, the Uchiha police force that's still running around would incarcerate them and give them like a life sentence or something for breaking the third Hokage's law. So while yes, some people still like hate Minato for Island Kurama, most of them have moved on past this point because of the Uchiha being there, and yeah. But the people that do hate Minato, they don't really like outwardly show it, because if they were, they'd get in big trouble, and that's about it. Back to the story. And if I did say how Minato was treated as a Jinchuriki beforehand, just completely disregard that. What I just said now is canon. So yeah. Okay, back to the story. Minato has now grown exponentially and is more than prepared to go against Neji. Sakura has grown as well thanks to Minato's help. She can now go against Kankuro and Tamari at the same time and hold her own. It may not seem like much, but Ken Sakura wasn't anywhere near that power level during the tuning exams. Gosh. But with that all out of the way, the two of them are walking towards the arena hall. I'm so I'm so proud of how far we've come. How far you've come, Sakura, Minato says, looking at her straight on. She blushes before responding with, "Thanks, Minato. It's all thanks to you. Without you, I wouldn't have been able to get this far, so thank you for it. I appreciate you so much." "Well, all I did was unlock the blatant potential that was within you. You truly are amazing, Sakura," Minato says with a big grin and a blush on his face. Sakura notices this and grows an equal grin and blush from his praise. "Hey, Sakura, I have to tell you something I want to tell you for a little." He gets cut off by a kiss to the lips from Sakura. He gets surprised but accepts it almost instantly and wraps his hands around her waist. She then puts her arms around his neck and they remain there, kissing each other, expressing how they truly felt about each other and how these feelings have only grown stronger over the past month. After about a minute of this, they let go of each other and they pull back and just look into each other's eyes, smiles plastered on their faces. Sakura then puts her head into Minato's chest and says, "I'm so glad I did that." "That makes two of us," he responded with a giggle. A light bulb then goes off Minato's head, and he breaks the hug and gestures in front of them with his left hand facing Sakura and says, "Shall we go, my lady?" "Why, of course, my liege," she says, giggling as he takes his hand, and they walk off to the arena. By the time they get to the arena, all contestants are there, even Sasuke. Minato knew this was going to happen, however, and with a slight smirk says, "Quickly, we gotta get there." And before Sakura could question his smirk, he throws a kunai above the arena. Now, before I describe this next part, I'd like to say that what I visualized was extremely cool, and I just feel like that with the way I speak, even if I could like pronunciate correctly and speak like perfectly, the way I put it in words, I don't think I think it'd be kind of difficult to like envision what I was thinking of, but I'll try my best. So Minato throws a kunai above the arena. So the kunai is like how the final tuning exams arena. The kunai is above there. The kunai that one kunai then puffs into a giant cloud of smoke as multiple kunai are flown toward the center. The kunai all have a specific trajectory and they go around the whole arena. The audience, contestants, and even the Kage get to see at least 4 kunai pass to their faces directly. This goes on for about 10 seconds, and then the kunai all come toward the center. The explosive tags on said kunai then go off, and a fire-like scenery fills the arena, and the remnants of the fireworks have what appears to be a yellow flash go through all of them as Minato lands in the middle of the arena, with Sakura in his arms, bridal style. The crowd erupts in applause and cheers from the incredible entrance made by this contestant. So, in case you didn't get what I was trying to say, Minato threw a kunai above the arena. That kunai then poofed into a cloud of smoke, and multiple kunais then came down. Multiple kunais with explosive tags. Those kunais then went around the arena like in a tornado type thing. They didn't hit anyone though, they just went around the faces of everyone. They then, after 10 seconds of that, they then came to the center, and the explosive tags of those kunais then go off in a fire-like scenery that fills the arena. This fireworks display goes on for about 20 seconds, and then you know how like after fireworks there are like sparks that come to the ground? Yeah, as the sparks are coming to the ground, a yellow flash is going in between each and every one of those sparks, and that's when Minato lands in the arena with Sakura in his arms, battle style. Now, if you still don't get it, my apologies. But yeah, that's what I had envisioned, and I thought it was pretty cool. "So that's why you were smoking earlier," Sakura said as he realized his plan from the get-go. "Yup," he responded as he put it to the ground. She was about to walk off, but Minato pulled her back for another kiss. He then teleports her to a seat next to Ino. Now this is foreshadowing something. "So you two got together, huh?" Ino teased. Shut up, Ino," Sakura yelled. "I think it's safe to say that the stronger you get, the flashier you get," Sasuke said, smirking at Minato. "What can I say? It's a force of habit." Now it's Minato Uchiha versus Neji Hyuga, the Sharingan versus a Byakugan, the self-proclaimed prodigy versus a titled prodigy. The battle begins and the two merely stare at each other. Neji does his whole thing about destiny, and Minato's response to this is, well, if that's what you say, then shouldn't I be the one destined to win this battle? The only thing you have against me is probably taijutsu, but even then I can match your gentle fist. This angers Neji and he charges at Minato. Minato just stands there, and as Neji was about to connect, Minato pushed away his left palm, pulled Neji's right palm toward himself, turned it around to Neji, and pushed him back. This made Neji hit himself with his own force and sat down on one of his chakra points, stumbling back. He quickly recovers and goes to Minato again. Minato charges at him as well, and the two clash in taijutsu, both expertly dodging each other's attacks. Minato is the one actually landing his hits, since he's faster and more agile than Neji is. After about 2 minutes of this taijutsu bout, Neji takes a stance and uses 8 trigrams 64 palms. Minato dodges 63 of the palms, but when Neji goes for the 64th and final palm, he jumps up, grabs Neji's hand, pulls him above himself, and gives him a lion's barrage. Minato isn't finished, however, as Minato then dispels, he isn't finished, however, as he then dispels into lightning that shocks Neji and stuns him. Another Minato is seen coming out of the sky. This Minato uses Uchiha style Halo dance, like Shisuri's jutsu, like the one that he was just using. He uses that, but it's even better since Shisui has a superior speed jutsu. All flame slashes hit Neji dead on since he's paralyzed. Minato then breaks out of the ground and knees Neji's back. He extends his leg to make the knee a kick, which does even more damage. So after Minato kneed Neji, he extended his leg so that his foot was touching Neji's back and kicked him. He kicks Neji into the air faster and faster, like Lee was doing to Gaara, and then appears in front of Neji suddenly and puts him under the cycling stakes Genjutsu. Minato is now standing on top of Neji's frozen body with his eyes closed. He then opens his eyes again after about 4 seconds as orange pigment surrounds his eyes and his pupil becomes a horizontal line. He's entered Sage mode. He then uses summoning jutsu to summon multiple giant logs on top of Neji, making him heavier. This referencing Wind Jutsu in Storm 4. Minato then jumps up as another Minato comes out of the ground. The Minato above Neji uses Obito's fire style Bomb Blast dance, as the Minato below Neji uses Fugaku's Great Fireball Jutsu. Clones then appear to both sides of Neji before the jutsu can hit. The left clone uses Shisuri's Uchiha style Halo dance, and the right clone uses Itachi's fire style Phoenix Flower Shuriken. All of these jutsu are infused with Sage chakra and will do even more damage because of the natural fire ward on top of Neji. Sage Arts, Combination Jutsu, Wild Flame Uchiha Dance, Minato says as all of the Minato say as all of the jutsu hit Neji, lighting him ablaze. Minato cancels the paralysis and Neji starts to fall to the ground and is burnt with splinters and shuriken in his arms and legs. He lands in the ground making a mini crater from the impact, and he is on the brink of passing out when the gang of Minatos land around him. All of the clones are dispelled as it's just Minato standing above him. You know, maybe you're right about destiny. It seems as though I was destined to win the fight, and I did. But how could you be so sure? You can't be. Destiny doesn't have to be a finite thing. We all have the possibilities to change our destiny, whether it be for better or for worse. Just look at the world we live in. All the killing, war, hatred. Are we destined to live in such a horrid world? If so, then destiny can fuck off for all I care, because I'm not going to let this continue on. When I become Hokage, I will change the destiny of the Hyuga, the destiny of the Leaf, the destiny of the Shinobi world, and make it better, because that's what we all deserve. Minato finishes his speech. Also, you're a bitch for what you did to Hinata, he says as he kicks Neji's head. This knocks him out and causes Minato to win. The crowd cheers and everything goes like in canon, and then the Konoha quest starts to happen. End of chapter 6. I hope you enjoyed that, especially that last part of Minato kicking Neji's head. I just felt like that was a bit funny. Now let me tell you right now, I am so excited to start writing for the Konoha Quest arc because this is going to go so much differently and it's going to be so entertaining. But I am scared that I will ruin some of it because of my voice and the way I can't and the way I mispronunciate some words and my stuttering and all of that. I'm trying to fix that, and I'm trying to stop saying as much. But but I don't know. It's a force of habit, like Minato said. Um, but but yeah, no, that's about it. I hope you enjoy this. I hope you enjoy this video. As I said, this might be the second to last. This might be the second to last video of the series for now. And until next time, if you made it this far into the video, thank you. And I'll be signing off. Nexus out.